Hey YouTube, Dan Otto here, coming at you with my third Also League Premier Classic team. This one is around the broken core, that is Excadrill and Gyarados. And so for those of you who are either new to this or have not played as much Master League Premier Classic in the past, Master League Premier Classic, as I mentioned in my team building video, revolves around 10 to 15 Pokemon. The three on the screen, you get your Dragon, so Dragonite, Haxorus, Garchomp. You have your fairies in Florges and Togekiss. You have some fighters in Machamp and Conkeldurr. You have Snorlax as kind of like it's one of its own normal typing. I guess you can add Ursaluna on top now. Swampert's starting to show up a little bit, but it wasn't too relevant in this meta. I may be missing like one others. Did I say Metagross? Metagross if I haven't said it. Anyways, those are the 15 Pokemon that have been in this meta for years now, whenever Master League Premier Classic comes around. And for many rounds now, the core of Gyarados and Excadrill is just broken because it just covers everything, right? You have your, let's just start from the top. Both sort of cover dragons, right? Because the Dragon Breath will do super effective for Gyarados, but you are a water flying, so you don't take super effective from the dragon back. And Excadrill, if it's as long as it's not a Haxorus with counter, you resist the Dragon Breath, so you're good there. Then you have Metagross. Crunch is super effective against Metagross. You resist the Steel because you are half water. You just outpace with the Mud Shots and drill runs on the Metagross and do super effective there. Does that. Fairy, like you don't take super effective. You're tough with Dragon Breath because there's not much you can do with Dragon Breath, but Aqua Tail spam is real. In fact, in the Togekiss matchup, if you get ahead on energy, you can launch three Aqua Tails before they launch any move, and they will be forced shield. Plus, as the Steel, you just resist everything on the Excadrill. Fighter, you just get lit up. There's not a ton of fighters, but Fighter, you get lit up as the Excadrill, but Flying Gyarados, again, half flying, you're going to resist the fighting type moves. So the core was just always, and then again, Excadrill Mirror Match, you can do Excadrill Mirror Match, and then Aqua Tails, you're like kind of in it there. So the core, and then Snorlax is just kind of tricky. Snorlax is pretty tanky, but you do like decent in both. So the core has always been in Master League Premier Classic, and it continues to be. There hasn't been a ton of change in the meta. Mamoswine has come in a bit more now with high horsepower. You lose the Excadrill matchup, and you do okay, I think, with just Aqua Tail spam, I think, with the Gyarados matchup. Right? So it's pick your third. In this one, I chose Mamoswine as my third. You're double weak to fighting, and I did see a couple more fighters, so I think fighters are starting to come to deal with Mamoswine, Excadrill. So I don't think I'd recommend Mamoswine as the third for this team. But it has play, like it gives you a little more coverage on Dragon. But again, you don't need the extra coverage on Dragons. What you actually need is like, and it gives you, I guess, gives you the Excadrill coverage, which you're not weak to in the back, but a little bit. And you do okay against the fairies. So Mamoswine's okay. It just like adds a second, like Swampert, you're double weak to Swampert, you're double weak to fighting. So I don't love it. I don't love that you use to this core, quite honestly. So I'd probably advise against Mamoswine. But honestly, pick your third. You could put in, like, let's go through all the options. Snorlax makes you, again, double weak to fighting. You could run ABB, Gyarados lead, with like Snorlax, safe swap, and then Excadrill. That's one option. You take away the second water weakness, but you'd still be double weak to fighting. What am I running? Metagross as that, like, kind of like your Dragonite double steal. It's not as easy, but like Gyarados double steal, still a thing. You can run, I think one of my friends says, I'm going to test out the team soon because he says he did very well with Dragonite. Gyarados League, Dragonite in the back. Just got, like you're again, like I mentioned, you're okay against fairies with Gyarados lead. You're pretty much fine overall except for electric, and then you're back to, we'll deal again, you're weak to electric because if you see a Magnezone, Gyarados weak to Magnezone, but extra and that's why this core is just broken. It's always been broken. So yeah, so you can use Dragonite, you can use You can use like any dragon realistically, quite honestly, because you don't have like a second ice weakness or a second fairy weakness per se. So you can use any dragon. A fighter, like if I wanted to put in a Machamp or a Conkeldurr, like my other matchup. Yeah, that's still the single weakness to fairy there. I'm trying to think what other, there was really no other hard punishes because there's no real like psychic in this, right? So you really only need to worry for the charm. Flying like Gyarados and Dragonite will cause a bit of problems for the fighters, but again, you kind of deal with it with your core there. This was I just had no answer because it's smart. It's a Napoleon double fairy lineup, and I just had no answer for it because Empoleon does well against the first two and decent against my third, and they were smart and they just saved 2 shields for the Empoleon. So if you have a Hundo Empoleon, I do not hate this map. In fact, someone said, like double fairy is not a bad idea. Especially this is double fairy with a water type. No, it's the charm. So you can run double charm, or you can run it with a water type fast move, Primarina. See, look at that. Even against fairy, even taking fairy, I almost, and having only resisted moves, I took it down to 1 HP. I'm gonna have to take a move here. Actually, maybe do shield. I don't know. This game's over anyways. Or did I let it go? Yeah, I think I let it go and try and do double shield Excadrill here. Problem is, like, even with 2 shields, they can like double shield, or the charms are adding up and there's nothing I can do. But yeah, this core is pretty strong. Like pick your third. For the most part, you're okay with it. And so I'm actually done with all the, I need to learn fast timing because the amount of charms and fast moves I go through is way too high. Like pathetic. Yeah, so I'm done with, I know this is going to go up Tuesday. I'm sure I will have a team on Wednesday. As of right now, it's only Friday when I'm shooting this. I don't have a team just because, again, I think I've used, between these 3 videos, 8 of the Pokemon that I have built up. Like, you haven't seen Snorlax yet. You haven't seen Dragonite yet. What else do I have built? Technically, I have a Machamp built up as well. So, like, those 3. But, like, you get it, right? There's only so much I can say about this league because the meta is very, very small. So that is it. That is this team. Let me know if you have another core that you found that's really good, or something, because I'm already getting bored of this meta. I'm looking forward to Great League next week. So that is it. Thanks for watching. Appreciate the thumbs up. Appreciate the comments. And so please subscribe if you're new to this channel. And I will see you guys in the next one.